I'm going to ask our city clerk to please do the invocation today, please, ma'am, and the city treasurer to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Everyone bow your heads. Most gracious and heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for everyone arriving safely, and we pray everyone gets home safely. We pray for a productive meeting, and we pray all this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you guys all for being here, guys and gals, for all being here, and everybody watching us through YouTube and cable. So we got cable and YouTube, a live feed on YouTube. So that's pretty, we're pretty up to date when it comes to all that stuff, right? So that's a good thing. And then it's recorded in perpetuity. So, the roll call, please, ma'am.
Councilmember Montero. Councilmember Patterson.
Here.
Councilmember Reyes English.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Manning. Mayor Vargas.
Here. I didn't receive an excuse for Mayor Pro Tem, so if she shows, she shows. Thank you. All right, guys. So we have Pat Donaldson. Well, go ahead and please, we're going to do the proclamations. I was going to move right into the oral communications, so I guess we got three of them.
Presentation.
All right. First proclamation is the Hawthorne Police Department drone program. Who's going to come and do the presentation?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank the Hawthorne Police Department, more importantly, for their recent, in May 23rd, drone event that they hosted, where lots of community members and those as far as, Southern California and even further came to see the demonstration that was being made. And at this time, I'd like to ask our Chief of Police to come up and to provide us with a debriefing of what occurred and how that's helping Hawthorne fight not only our crime, but most importantly, keeping our public safety alive here in Hawthorne. Thank you.
Councilmember Reyes English, I appreciate the opportunity to take credit for this, but for this proclamation and presentation, I'm going to defer to Lieutenant Robert Mitchell, who for our police department has really done an incredible job at standing up what we believe to be the next step in law enforcement, not just for the city of Hawthorne, but for the entire region, based on technology and improvement of efficiency and safety measures for not just the community, but also for our own police department staff.
Thank you.
Before I start, this is a live view. We just launched from our station right now, and this is how the drone flies and what the pilot sees. It's called the Spectator app. It's missing a few of the data analytics, but this is you can put it on a screen this big, and as you can imagine, it makes it a lot easier to find what you're looking for. The police department, I wanted to thank everyone, Mayor Pro Tem, council, and electeds for giving me the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the police department as we recognize the positive impact drone technology has had. Our history with drone technology, we've had a program since about March of 2021, about 3.5 years. We recently just began, as the chief said, a full-time drone as a first responder program. This is one of the drones we started with. We fly with a drone that's a little bigger than that now, this one flying right here. It gives us a little more capability to touch a little bit more of the city. But we've been utilizing these drones for quite a while, and the impact on the community and our ability to provide the service that's expected has been God, it's been outstanding. It's even, I expected a lot from it, and it's even done more than that, more than I expected. This Spectator video, this is a partner of ours that it's called a flight ops program. And what it does for us, other than provide a larger viewing screen, if you're flying with a remote control, you're looking at something that's just a little bit bigger than a cell phone. It gives us like wind speed and visibility, which are things we need to look at to figure out if we can fly but it also, as you could see on the bottom there, the 4441 number, that's where the drone physically is. And then next to it, the 4433, that's what the camera's looking at. And when you're flying these things up in the sky, even though we all know the city very well, you don't know exactly what house is which address. So this, I got turned around when I was flying these without this. This actually allows us to get to the call quicker. If it's emergent, we can actually direct officers in with an address instead of just saying, hey, the brown house next to the palm tree, which leaves a little bit of room for error. The drone program would not be possible without the support that we get from you all. The fact that we have your support, it allows us to research and partner with companies that provide us this type of technology that allows us to adapt to the current policing environment. And it allows us to provide the service that our community deserves, not only now, but into the future as well. I've been bragging a lot about the program. I wanted to power this down for a second. And we have a video of we've only been doing drone as a first responder full time for since April, early April. This was probably about a month and a half ago. It was a shooting in the south part of our city. Someone was hit. The drone heard the call dispatched, launched from our station, and started flying that way. As the drone was getting on scene, a parking enforcement officer happened to be in the area, heard the description of the suspects, put out their location of who he thought they were. The drone pilot oriented, he had to turn around 180 degrees, and everyone ran. And he started putting out everyone's direction of travel. They all ran in different directions. The first two were taken into custody pretty quickly, and we had to follow this guy over a couple walls. I think he started on the west side of one street, ended up on the east side of another. He hides here in this backyard, and it took us a little while to find him. But at the end here, you'll see a nice picture of him sitting in the backyard. We saw him on the phone. This actually turned out to be our shooter. We were able to set up a perimeter around the house and call this subject out to us safely. We knew he was in there. He knew we were out there, and he came out to us. He was taken into custody safely. We went and searched the backyard and found the firearm that was used in the incident. The whole incident, start to finish, took about 40 minutes to an hour. If we didn't have this technology, we're searching yard to yard for probably 3 to 4 hours. So other than safety, which is huge, the inconvenience that causes, I've stood on those perimeter positions. People aren't happy with you when you're not letting them home for 4 hours, or if they're leaving and you tell them, hey, you're not coming back till we're done. This isn't the kind of thing we can just break down. It's a serious crime. So the inconvenience it saves the community is great too. So this is a new technology. We got a lot to learn. There's a lot of technology that's going to progress in the future. I don't know what it looks like in 10 years, but I know it'll be a part of what we do, and in a significant part. I couldn't even tell you, but I'm excited to see what happens. And that's all I have today.
Thank you so much. We truly appreciate the presentation, and I just want to, give kudos to the fire department. Excuse me, I was looking at something else. City Police Department for all that you're doing to address our public safety, and just the whole new technology behind drones and what they're doing to keep our community safe. I know the chief had an opportunity to go speak to the Historic Society and did a similar demonstration, and everyone was, they loved it. They saw how quickly it could get the work done and how effective it was to just identifying, the perpetrator or those in a crime, or just suspicious individuals, right? So all of this is good. I just wanted to make mention that this whole drone here in our city, and proclaiming Drone Day here in the city of Hawthorne, I would be remiss to not mention that we came out in press. We were in the press. We were on Channel 7, Channel 4. There was great remarks that were being made from our media, and more importantly, Captain Lane. I just want to make mention of one particular. It says a look at the advanced police drone coming to one LA County Police Department, Hawthorne. It just says basically, Captain Lane, the response time is 3 to 4 times faster than police officers, Lane said. Lane said Hawthorne only has about 90 police officers, but I'm glad to know that we have a little bit more now since this article, and talks about the helicopter, in which we know that we now have a Cessna. So we're doing some great progress here to address, again, public safety. it says roughly 80,000 people that live in a 6.1 square miles city, and that we're not only a small department, but also Lane gave any given day, our officers are responding to calls for service, and there is a lot of calls for service. We hear it every day, especially for members that sit on the board over at the 911 systems. That's why they've added 6 commercial drones to their operations. The drones are like, not that you would buy off of a store shelf, but imagine a drone made specifically for police work. And so here is what that looks like. And we couldn't be prouder of what our police is doing, again, to advance our public safety with new technology, great leadership, and individuals with the police department to make that happen. So having said that, we'd like to proclaim a proclamation to the police department and ask all council members to join me in the center medium here to present you with a resolution and proclaiming a proclamation honoring Hawthorne Drone Day celebration. In the city of Hawthorne recognizes it's an innovative drone program which established in June of 21 and has revitalized public safety and service to our community, from patrol drones to self-service drone as a first responder operating 5 days a week. Our program provides a safer and more effective level of service. And whereas a quickly responding to radio calls, drones enable profile to provide real-time intelligence to officers, and whereas directing them to involve parties and enhancing a situational awareness while also ensuring the safety of all individuals in incidents. And whereas we declare the first Saturday of May as Hawthorne Drone Day, honoring our brave and dedicated drone operators and the Hawthorne Police Department's commitment to service, proclaim this day the 9th of July 2024, signed by myself and all council members, including the mayor. Congratulations.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. If I could get the chief of police and Captain Lane, Captain Port, police officers, chief, let's have city manager, if you could join me here in the center. And if we could maybe go around, prop the drone in front of us, that would probably be helpful.
All right, perfect. All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right. I'll grab it after. Come on, man. All right, squeeze in more this way. There you go. Right, perfect. And then 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. All right.
Again, thank you, everyone. Great photos. And, for you that don't know, Dana, our city clerk, she's a pilot. She actually pilots drones as a hobby. So learn something new every day. Thank you.
Councilmember Patterson, your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I believe we have the representatives from Shakespeare in the Park. It was Robert and
Riel.
Riel. Yes. Welcome. Did you guys have a PowerPoint of some sort?
No, we're just going to be talking to you, if that's okay.
Welcome. Love to have you.
Into the mic.
Into the mic. I was going to try and project for y'all. My fault. Well, hi, Robert and Rial. We're with the Theater Truck, partnered with the Holly Park Neighborhood Association. We want to bring a show that we worked on at Ladera. When was it again?
Would have been in first week of June.
Right. Much Ado About Nothing, if y'all know some of the Shakespeare plays. We wanted to bring it to Holly Park August 16th, 17th, and 18th. The Theater Truck is all about high-quality theater that's accessible and free for all communities that I feel like theater doesn't necessarily try to reach out to. All we would need really is just 2 tables in case we have kind of like a DJ setup for some sound, a chair, and if possible, some place to store flats. And by flats, I mean it's kind of what's the
They're
size?
4 feet by 8 feet. It's the set design for the show.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was pretty much our spiel.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, please,
Yeah.
you know, we have answers.
Sure. Tell me again. I might have missed it. Tell us about the performances you guys have done so far.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, just a little bit of history. Robert and I met at Cal State Long Beach, both in the theater department. We started a dialogue. We decided we kind of, we love theater. We want to bring it to the communities. Shakespeare is ancient. Nobody wants to watch it. It's 3 hours long. So we started doing these hour-long cuts and bringing a little bit of our own kind of artistry to it. So we did it in Elysian Park in the pandemic. We did Midsummer Night's Dream in Elysian Park to great success. Then we went the last 2 summers, or last summer and this summer, we did 2 different plays, but the one, Much Ado About Nothing, was a really big success. And Ladera was about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And there were like up to 4, I think we had like about 100 people at every show. And so, yeah, that's basically what we've done so far.
That's awesome. Mr. City Manager, could you work with Theater Truck and the Holly Park Neighborhood Association? I think it was their kind of idea to, allow them to perform and waive any fees that might be in their way. Yeah, and let us partner with their organizations.
Is there any opposition with Councilmember Patterson's request as far as waiving fees for this event?
No, what I would ask of your leadership is to appropriately email, right, the city manager, and you could CC Councilmember Patterson as to your proposal, the day and time of use of the park, and in partnership with the city, and what your requests are. That's usually the rule of thumb. Everything's in writing, right? Because we're not going to remember anything you said after tonight. We're not.
Got you.
We're going to go on to the next subject. So it's important that you just follow through with a letter of proposal and request, and obviously thanking the council for any assistance they might have for this to happen in providing arts in the parks to the constituents. So
And to be clear, the mission is free theater, right?
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
yeah, so all of that in writing. Thank you.
One last question. Time. You gave the dates, but I'm not sure I heard a time. What time would this event start?
Probably around 5.
Okay.
And then it's about 1 hour 15, so yeah, so 6:15, 6:30.
Is it just one show or 2 shows?
3 shows, Friday,
shows.
Saturday, Sunday.
No, I mean as far as time on that day.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 1 show a day.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm willing to support this. Yeah. Just give me an idea of what the fees are privately, or.
Yeah, thank you. We love to, bring more art into the community.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all in favor of it. So I love Shakespeare. So
All right. Hopefully you can come out.
I will.
All
Please
right.
be there.
Bet,
All
bet.
right. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you,
coming.
gentlemen. Councilmember Reyes.
Thank you, Mayor. Antonio Kesey is part of our agenda tonight. However, Antonio is an attorney, and he's participating at the LA County Bar Association's general meeting, so he can't make tonight. So what I'm going to do in his place is provide a quick synopsis of what's going to happen on Saturday, August 3rd. It is a free legal clinic. There's flyers out in the lobby. It's a free legal clinic. It's Know Your Rights. We're going to be partnering with a number of organizations, nonprofits, especially attorneys, the John M. Langston Bar Association of Los Angeles, Outreach and Action Committee, in partnership with the City of Hawthorne, Ali Connect U, Housing Rights Center, Minority Psychology Network. All of these individuals, and through a panel discussion, will be providing on August 3rd from 9 to 12 o'clock great consulting with attorneys in knowing your rights, legal intake, consultations, and referrals. Again, Housing Rights Center, Minority Psychology Network. There will be an attorney panelist will present to educate the community on various areas of law, including family law, employment law, landlord-tenant law, criminal law, wills and trust, civil rights, and much more. Again, we oftentimes, especially myself, get calls for a lot of requests, whether it be a legal matter, whether it be a tenant landlord dispute, whether it be a relocation assistance, whether it be just a number of topics. And you know, it's great to be able to reach out to organizations and individuals such as these attorneys that are offering their free time to be able to consult with individuals that have concerns regarding a legal matter. So I want to thank the City of Hawthorne, City Manager, our Community Resources Department, everybody that participated in assisting to make this seminar possible. Again, it's Saturday, August 3rd from 9 to 12 o'clock. There will be a panel discussion. I encourage those that have any legal issues to please bring those to this seminar on August 3rd, and for the viewing public watching this evening. And if you're one of those, again, they're going to have a number of referrals, a number of topics to cover. So I don't want to say that they're not going to cover any particular item that you might have, but just be encouraged and come so that maybe you could get the assistance that you need. And that in a nutshell, I also invite council members and mayor to participate in the free legal workshop.
Yes. No, not yet.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that that's a great idea, and I really believe that we should do it every month. And if you're an attorney in the city of Hawthorne, you want to offer your free services, please call us. Because I think we should do something like this every month. I've seen other neighboring cities, and I know that times are hard, and legal fees are, I feel like, one of the most expensive fees as to a mortgage.
Yep.
So we should definitely do this every month. And again, if you're an attorney, you're willing to offer your services for the clinic, please reach out to us. Thank you.
Yeah, and that was something I was going to be bringing up in a panel, you know, our discussion towards the end of council to include in our recommended events and things that we host here in the city. Just like we have our tax assistance to our seniors every March with the sorority groups and whatnot, that's somewhat similar. So yeah, resources is something we should be in the plug all the time. Thank you.
I have a question. This sounds like a great idea, but I just need clarification if I'm going to support further ones. Is this just an advice, or are these individuals who are listed here going to represent anybody who needs help pro bono all the way through the process?
Yeah, as it says, free legal clinic. So, you know, the individuals that are here on this flyer are providing their services free of charge. So, you know, that's going to be between a client and an attorney.
Okay.
So when we talk about free here, this is what they're offering. These are the things that they're going to be covering. Once after that, you know, that's on them.
So if they need representation in court through the process, they're going to offer it pro bono all the way through. I think that's a great deal for anybody that needs. I'll go get some services all the way through. So
yeah, no, that would be.
Is that what it is?
No, that would be great. But again, I'm gonna stick to what the flyer says: free legal clinic.
Okay, I'd like to find that out in order to know if we're going to support.
Well, I look forward to you guys on Saturday, August 3rd. That's what matters first, right? Thank you.
Through the chair. Actually, this morning, I was in a courtroom in Inglewood for about 4 hours, and all the defendants that were there without a lawyer basically lost their cases. It was about 15 of them have no representation. They tried to represent themselves. It was just a sad show to see how all those defendants, because the other plaintiff had lawyers, and they didn't have lawyers, and they lost basically all the cases was against them. All the 10 they lost. So it's a good to have this service. So I appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
The guidelines for oral communications now.
Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, all remarks should be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any individual council member. During oral communications, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from providing a detailed response or acting upon any items not contained on the agenda. The governing bodies as a body shall have the discretion at the close of oral communications to refer any remarks to the city manager for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation.
Okay. Pat Donaldson.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Patricia Donaldson, President and CEO of the Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce. First, above all, I want to thank the Chief and the Hawthorne Police Department for our 4th of July stand. They were there not only at night checking with one of our guards that were there for hours for the Chamber and for Kiwanis, but they came by during the day to make sure that we were okay. I take my hat off. I think the Hawthorne Police Department is the best in the United States. That's me. Okay, and then September 30th is our 10th annual golf tournament. So I hope that all of you can make it. There's going to be, we'll serve a small breakfast, a real nice lunch, and then a buffet dinner. There'll be all kinds of gifts for auction and for door prizes, more than we've ever had. So I hope that you all can make it. Now, that's for September 30th at the Rio Hondo in Downey. Now, I said that each time that I'm up here for the next few weeks, I'm going to bring someone that has joined the chamber. So this is not only my next door neighbor, but she is a business owner in Hawthorne. Her name is Shima, and she has Art Beauty Equilibrium. Would you want to come up? And she's going to tell about her business. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. We are the owners. My husband and I, he's not present, but we own Art Beauty Equilibrium Barbershop and Salon. And proudly, we've been in the city for 7 years. This is our 7th year. So yes, I'm very proud of that because we have survived a lot of things, as you know, because of COVID, and a lot of the businesses around us did not get the chance to survive. And I'm happy and proud to say that the city, the services in the city, and along with my chamber, has helped with that. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to Olivia Valentine because we were also the recipient of a grant, a marketing grant, and we received marketing training on Facebook, Next Door Neighbor. We had a photo shoot with the salon, and also we did a pamphlet that's being printed as we speak right now. Yes, it took a long time. Yes, there are services out here in the city. I've never had an issue with calling on the phone, getting somebody. I thank the city for that. Also, for the Public Works Department, graffiti division. When I think of the city of Hawthorne, I think of all of those entities, and collectively, I think that this has been the best experience for me. I've come from Lakewood and also worked in Inglewood, and to me, collectively, as a city, you guys have provided the best services. So thank you. Come and see us. We're at 2610 West Imperial Highway. Yes, we're on the outskirts, but yes, that is Hawthorne. So I welcome everybody. We've recently launched our own product line, Honey Nut and Cocoa, so please check us out online and also shop with your local businesses. Thank you.
1 second.
Okay.
What type of styles do you guys do?
Well, personally, we have it's a salon and barbershop, so we do installs, we do fresh fades from the Quavadas all the way to the Edgar, so we are new and current. We also have an apprentice barber who just recently got his license, so we do reach out. We are.
Do you guys have a website?
Yes, we do. Art Beauty Equilibrium.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, and we also do makeup as well, so thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for your time.
Alaric Simon, Hawthorne Imperial Lions Club.
Hey.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, and staff. My name is Alaric Simon. I'm a long-term resident of Holly Park, 55 years and counting. I'm currently the president of the Hawthorne Imperial Lions Club. I'm coming before you asking for your support. We're bringing back in August our free vision screening to the community. We've done it here at the Hawthorne Memorial Center a couple of times in the past couple of years, and we had great success. My passion to be a part of free vision screening and early detection eye disease is very important, and I see after every event that I'm a part of the actual reports on how many people were actually served, and it really touches me. So I want the Hawthorne Imperial Lions Club to kind of hang their hat on providing vision screening and helping kids from the preschool, from before 6 and then after. So this is the event. I have flyers out in the lobby, and I'm always looking for potential memberships because the Hawthorne Imperial Lions Club is one of the oldest organizations in the city. It was founded in 1938. I will be producing a history letter, and then next week I'm also speaking at the Hawthorne Historical Society on the 16th. That's going to give a history lesson on the activeness of the Hawthorne Imperial Lions Club. So if you have any questions, my contact information is on the flyer, and we look forward to having a very grand event, and I'm marketing to all the surrounding cities. We want to have 200 to 300, 400 people show up to this event because that's it's going to be beneficial to the people. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Simon, for your service. And, you know, we have a lot of great service organizations. We have a lot of new businesses moving in, so we have a lot of things to celebrate and be proud of. So
To the
it's
chair,
good hearing this
can I
stuff.
just add something?
I didn't finish, sir.
Yeah,
Don't interrupt me.
okay. I said to the
Now you
chair.
can speak. Now you
Thank
can speak.
It's not just a vision screening. They will provide glasses on that day. So they will do the measurement. If you need glasses, they will give you glasses right at the spot. Okay, so it's not just vision screening. They will provide you with the glasses if you need it. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Alaric.
And this is Councilor Montero. This is one of the main functions of one of the main charities of the Imperial Lions Lions Club. So that's. I'm a member. Yep. So who do we have? Arlene Romero.
Lifelong.
Good evening, Mayor Vargas and members of the council. My name is Arlene Romero. I'm president of the Sociedad Jose Marti, also known as the Cuban Club. Thank you once again for giving Sociedad Jose Marti and a few of our representatives an opportunity this evening to share information. Sorry. First, I'd like to share a change regarding our festival, our verbena, which was originally scheduled for September 15th, as I shared a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, we had to change the event to September 29th. So please mark your calendars, and we're hoping that all of you can make it that day. The time is still the same, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m., and it's still at our establishment at 12141 Prairie Avenue. Mr. and Mrs. Balboa can give you further information. I know that they're here at every meeting, so if you need any further information, they can give that to you, and I know that they gave you guys flyers already. Another event that I also want to talk about a little bit and give some brief information about is a presentation that we also are going to be partaking in. And we're going to be talking about a presentation regarding Sociedad Jose Marti on July 16th as well at 6 p.m. at the Hawthorne Historical Society Museum. We're going to be doing a presentation about our impact within the community, and we are going to shed some light on our beginnings from our start on 104th Street in Inglewood and the building that we held there, and then through till now. And we want to talk a little bit about our different outreach services that we have had and offered in our community and the community of Hawthorne. And we're very proud that we have had this opportunity to be invited, and we look forward to seeing some of your faces there. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions?
And we have an updated flyer.
Updated flyer.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else wishing to address the city council, please form a line.
This is a line of one, huh?
Sir.
All right. Gordon Michael Meagle, native and resident of Hawthorne since October 8, 1952. Hawthorne Community Hospital. It was a major health care facility in Hawthorne, the city of good neighbors, between 118th Street and 116th Street and between Ramona Avenue and Greville Avenue. In the 1980s, it was purchased by a Catholic-owned hospital chain and renamed the Robert F. Kennedy Medical Center. As it progressed into the 1990s, the hospital was operated by owners of other similar healthcare chains. On December 13, 2004, the hospital ceased operations due to financial reasons in the city of Hawthorne. There have been ideas to rebuild the facility and reopen it as a major hospital in the region, but some of them lacked a cohesive strategy, a determined effort, and unselfish motivations for such projects. While we hear elected officials on the local, county, state, and federal levels speak about the importance of health care for the people in our nation, it seems that hospitals lack the priority of government. Second item here, Taxpayer Protection and Government Accountability Act. For the November 5th, 2024 election, there was a ballot measure that was identified as number 1, which received about 1.5 million signatures on petitions that were required approval by 2/3 of the voting electorate to approve any tax increases and include fees, whatever it may be, under different names, guises, and so forth. And that would be from state, county, and local governments. On June 20th, the California Supreme Court removed the ballot measure at the demand of Governor Gavin Newsom, certain members of the state legislature, state attorney general, and other people. It is ironic that it has been done by the very same elected officials who constantly talk about the threat to democracy and the rule of law. We, the people, must seek better representatives in government who respect the will of citizens and are financially responsible. And I might add that one ballot measure that will be for voters in November is Proposition number 5. Interestingly enough, the governor and others allowed it to be on the ballot, which basically reduced the 2/3 threshold that still remains down to 55%, basically eliminating all 2/3 requirements for raising taxes.
Sorry, sir, your time is up.
Yeah. So I find that very ironic.
Thank you very much. Anybody else wishing to address the city council? Sir, are you going to address the city council? Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and City Council, I want to introduce you to David Caceres. He's a new member of the City Attorney's Office. He's been hired as the new Assistant City Attorney.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Caceres, I've known him I first met him close to probably about 20 years ago when he was working as a deputy city prosecutor for City of Torrance. After that, he moved on to City of Simi Valley, where he eventually was appointed as a city attorney. And then he worked at the county council's office for the county of Santa Barbara, and he applied to join the city attorney's office, and he fit right in. So he's ready, and he started work this week.
Sir, can you tell us about yourself?
Sure, of course. Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, first I just want to publicly thank City Attorney Robert Kim for this opportunity and let you know that I do bring a lot of experience, and I hope to be able to serve the city and its City Council and its department heads and members of employees to the best of my legal abilities.
Thank you so much, sir.
I was going to say, Robert, where have you been hiding him? Just kidding.
It's only my second day.
Welcome. Okay, your second day. Okay. welcome. Look forward to, engaging more and truly understanding, the experiences that you bring, but more importantly, just, working collectively together with Mr. Kim to ensure we have correct legal matters addressed in Hawthorne. So thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else? If not, I'll declare oral communications closed. So ordered. Okay. Now, can we read the guidelines for oral communications, ma'am?
We did that. Oh, no, we didn't do that already? Yeah, we did that.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
Consent calendar.
I just got a couple things on my mind right here. The city clerk's consent calendar, ma'am. Yeah, we just
Mr.
finished
Mayor, I have 3 items on the consent calendar. There are items 4 through 6 for your consideration and approval. Item 4, approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and/or ordinances on tonight's agenda. Item 5, City Treasurer requests approval of the warrants for July 9, 2024. Item 6, approval of City Council meeting minutes for the regular meeting of April 9, 2024 for adoption.
I'll move.
Second.
Please vote.
The votes are in. The voting reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Next item.
Okay.
City manager's consent calendar.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Item 7, approval of purchase order not to exceed $131,616.68 to Enforcement Aviation Services, Inc. for required maintenance, removal of police equipment, and annual inspection of Air 55 needed to complete the sale of the helicopter. Item 8, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Centinela Valley Union High School District for the provision of a school resource officer. Item 9, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and De Novo Planning Group for the environmental analysis of proposed development project. Item 10, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and ZS Development Corporation for the funding of environmental analysis of a proposed new hotel development. Item 11, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and ZS Development Corp. To fund environmental analysis for the proposed new hotel development project. Item 12, progress payment number 7 and final acceptance in the amount of $118,100.39 due to GERBCon of Baldwin Park, California for sewer main and miscellaneous storm drain improvement project 2023, project number 23-04. Item 13, agreement and subsequent addendums with City of El Segundo, whereby Hawthorne will continue to offer computer-aided dispatch, CAD, custody management, records management, RMS, and other public safety software systems and services. Item 14, amendment to Number 1, to agreement between the City of El Segundo and the City of Hawthorne for supplemental law enforcement medical director services. Item 15, City Hall December holiday closure. Item 16, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Boys and Girls Club of Carson. Item 17, progress payment number 3 in the amount of $55,624.23 due to Huntington Beach Electric, Inc. of Huntington Beach, California, for Hawthorne Jim Thorpe Park and City Hall Council Chambers lighting project. And that's project number 23-07. Item 18, purchase order between the City of Hawthorne and Montroy Sign and Graphic Products for a TrueVis VG3 64-inch printer, cutter, and all necessary equipment for installation and use. Item 19, renewal of professional services agreement with LDM Associates for the administration of the CDBG and home and other federally funded grant programs. Item 20, Recreation Month, July. Mr. Mayor, that concludes the city manager's consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve items 7 through 20?
I move.
Second.
Please vote.
The votes are in. The voting reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Okay. Next item, can you read those into the record?
This is City Attorney's consent calendar. Item 21, claim by Laura Sanchez Aparicio for injuries from a slip and fall. Recommended motion, staff recommends that the city deny the claim of Laura Sanchez Aparicio. Item 22, claim of Juan Ruan. Recommended motion, staff recommends that the city council deny the claim of Jesus Ruan. Mr. Mayor, that concludes the city attorney's consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve items 21 and 22?
I make a motion. Please vote.
Second.
Yeah, I made the motion, and Councilmember Patterson has a second. Please vote.
The votes are in. The voting reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Councilor Montero, you have a discussion item, sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I believe you have the list in front of you of all the nonprofits and civic groups that we could give some money from our own city council stipend. On that list, I wanted to add the Hawthorne Autism Awareness Walk. So if next year, if I want to donate some money from my staff, I could do that. And also the Education First, that was a presentation brought by Councilmember Patterson the last time. And I went to their fundraising at the Common Space Brewery. So I gave a check from my own personal bank account. So I wanted to make sure next year I could, when I do these events, I could give them out of my stipend. So if I can add those on the list, I appreciate it.
To the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Councilmember Montero, for bringing this because I was going to.
All right, thank you.
So it's good to just be able to do it once, and I know we're going to have to do it again. I mean, it's quite obvious. We have organizations that are not city related, right? They don't belong in the city, they don't live in the city, they don't participate in the city. Well, maybe they do participate in the city because they're providing resources and programming to our city. So oftentimes it's not just city-driven nonprofit organizations, simple enough as, the upcoming legal workshop. That's an organization that's providing a service to the community and to the people of Hawthorne. Similarly to, the Housing Rights Center, right, that partners with the city of Hawthorne. They're a nonprofit organization too. And I had asked for them to be put on the list in case we want to make a contribution for their volunteerism here at our city hall whenever we have constituents walking in that needs assistance with their housing rights. So I'd like to be able to put the John Langston Bar Association in collaboration with these other organizations on the list as well. And, again, providing to the residents of Hawthorne, that's who's benefiting, in spite of who's producing the panel discussion, who's providing the event, who's, involved. The whole nexus of providing a service to the community, it's Hawthorne driven, it's in Hawthorne, and it's for Hawthorne residents. So that's something I'd like to have included and added also.
Anybody else want to add or take away? Are we taking anything out of this? I don't want to touch anything unless any of you guys see that we should remove anything that hasn't been funded or.
I have a question, Mayor. Yeah. Item number 30, Feed the Street Cali Foundation. Is that yours? Okay. I guess I'd like to kind of get an idea of, are we doing annual events with these groups and organizations? Are we doing regular? Because I know I took out, say, for my locks of hair when I used to have,
Locks of Love?
Do you remember that? Locks of Love. People would come and cut their hair, and we would have wigs made for cancer patients. I did it for a couple of years, and then I had to drop it because, it just, I didn't have the synergy that could have it go longevity. So I had removed it. Now, if that were to come back again, sure. But I just would like to have an idea, and I don't know who could maybe provide that for us, out of the 1 through 32 names of organizations that we contribute to, on when was the last time we partnered or had an event with them, if that's possible. If that's possible, it's not, you know, I don't want to take away any either, but, you know, again, some of these names that I'm reading, I don't remember the last event that we had with that organization.
So I don't really know either. That over the years, we annually pass a resolution with a budget allocation for council members to contribute to these functions. Over the years, we've updated it, and some have been in there for many, many years. And
Yeah.
I'm not particularly familiar with Feed the Street Cali Foundation, but at some point, since it's number 30, must have been added not too long ago.
That's funny, that's funny. The bottom of the list?
I believe they provide free food, you know, like food giveaway. So, you know,
Have any of you partnered with them? Have we, you've partnered with them? Okay. When was the last time you partnered with them, out of curiosity?
It's been a little while, but if you remember, Miss Cassandra Calloway came here. She actually provided not necessarily food, but essentials for the Black History Month celebration. And anything that we have, she'll come and she'll set up like a table with all the essentials and whatnot.
Okay, all right. Okay.
she gave socks away too, right?
She gave away lots of socks.
Yeah,
And she's actually had surgery, so she's away for a little bit, but she'll be back.
Yeah.
I remember to send her a check too out of my own private bank account.
Okay.
Thank you,
So you guys think we're okay?
Yeah.
for now.
All right, good stuff. Do we need to, is everybody in
We all
concurrence?
agree about
Yes.
adding those people
So-
on the list?
Yes, so just to clarification, the 3 events that we're adding is the Langston Bar Legal Clinic, the Hawthorne Autism Awareness Walk, and Education First for the vote.
Oh, and I think I have an item discussion.
Is that summer concert series? Is that new
Oh,
as
yeah,
well,
hold on,
right?
don't worry. Yeah, no, but are we good with this one?
Yeah, but, you know, I have an item for discussion that ultimately I'd like to have added to that list as well, so.
Oh, so since this item is updating the list of events, why don't you just propose that and?
At the end, okay,
Yeah.
great, we'll do that.
So what about your concert in the park?
It's here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's added in 32,
It's
summer
30.
concert series.
It's the bottom of the list.
That's the newest.
All right,
It's at the bottom of the list, Councilwoman English.
the new idea.
But I found it. You silly.
So,
All right.
Are you talking about, Councilwoman English, you're talking about the community car show at City?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll-
Then why don't we hold off on voting on the updated exhibit until you do the discussion on the
So
community
we'll
car
pull
show?
this item till the end of the council meeting.
Yes.
Okay, great.
The next item she has.
Oh, okay, got it, sure. Item 24, go ahead. The car show.
Oh, we're there now?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We can bounce between them.
Did we get a second did we make a move and a motion and a
gonna do it
second?
after
We're not
your
going to.
presentation.
Because this one might be included in that list.
Got it,
Yeah.
okay, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you're on it, Vargas, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So the community car show at City Hall, you know, I've had enthusiasm in my ears in the last couple of weeks. You know, we used to have car show here in Hawthorne. We'd shut down the Hawthorne Medium, if you will, that whole Hawthorne corridor from Rosecrans to El Segundo. For a car show, and that's something that I'm proposing. I know that there's a lot of folks that are looking and watching to see if this is going to be a go, and because there's new policy and legislation in Sacramento that allows for cruising now. Did you guys know that? Okay, learn something new every day. There was policy that was approved by Governor Newsom that prohibits, or not prohibits, but allows for cruising car shows. And if you remember back in the days, I know you guys are young bucks, you guys are very young, but I remember, you know, you'd have the really nice cars and they would cruise in the evening, they would, you know.
Did you used to cruise the show?
I used to cruise like in Idaho, but I'm not gonna talk to you about that. But Idaho was low key in comparison to here in California, if you know what I mean. I mean, Idaho was like low key. You know, everything closes at 9 p.m. But just the thought of having a community car show here in our city to come up with some prizes and some giveaways for first car, second car, you know, come up with some really cool, giveaways, some really, synergy coming from the car enthusiasts, and maybe use what we have currently here on our 126th Street, where we could cordon that off and have vehicles parked there. There's so much, again, space here in our city that we could make available for a potential great car show. I know that when we had parades, and I know you mentioned that before, Mayor, we would rent our cars or lease our cars from South Bay Ford, and then we had some car enthusiasts that had their cars that they would bring out and let us ride in, old-fashioned cars, really, really nice cars. I've ridden in a couple of cool cars down with the MLK parade in Los Angeles, and so I want to bring that back. I hope that our city manager could help us with that, and our community resources at our community resource center here at the Memorial Center, the women that have been helping with a lot of the events that we've hosted. Yeah, so that's my proposal. We have contributions that we could make to assist in that. I'd be willing to do that. Again, it's a great way of bringing an event around community, around cars, a car show, and Channel 22, and I think, we'd have the great support of the community and our city employees for that. So, I'd like to make that happen. If you have any suggestions, any comments, I'm open to that.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Actually, the idea about the car show is a good idea, but what about if we combine the idea that the Mayor Vargas has about a parade for the 4th of July, and then let's say the 4th of July parade will start, on Rose Grand all the way up over here to 126, and then we'll do the car show after the parade.
I'm going to add to that. Is that okay? No. The Mayor Larry Guidi is the one. He obviously he called it Mayor Larry Guidi Car Show, etc. He did a lot of fundraising for that, and there's a lot of energy that needs to take place in fundraising and sponsorship. So, what that calls for, if you're proposing Hawthorne Boulevard to be shut down, is paying people overtime to monitor the streets on the side, the police, the employees, to just, not everybody's forced to volunteer, right? So we have people that are blocking off the streets. We have employees that are coming in and working. This is not a volunteer-based effort. And then the businesses are going to give us a big, they're going to complain because they're not getting access. They're not going to see that people are going to be walking up and down the streets and having access, and that their businesses are going to have high visibility. So what you're saying is that costs a lot in itself just for the car show. So if we do have a parade, we already got that in place because we already got that taken care of financially, if you know what I mean. Then we could incorporate that and make it a standalone, not a standalone, but an additional event in a specific area of, like, say, well, remember it all ended over here when we had the Centennial Parade over here? There could be designated areas that are purely a car show. We could focus on a car show as opposed to like a little carnival like we had last time. And I think that's the way we could actually do it. Because, where are we going to get the money necessarily, right? That's a lot of money, that's all I'm saying. So if we do it once, it'll work out.
Yeah, no, that's why I had mentioned, 126th Street.
Yeah.
Right? Because we could control more of 126th Street and use the parking lot and the whole 26th Street to showcase cars. That was another alternative. And yes, there are some stores that would be, affected if there was a street closure. However, the patrons that would be walking the boulevard, maybe biking the boulevard, that kind of stuff. But again, I'm going to ask city manager to review that, make a feasibility study on that, see how maybe it could be implemented.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
I think we actually, both you and I, we kind of took away from her original statement is that she wanted to see it here at City Hall.
Yeah.
So that's
right now,
126.
126, yeah.
So that could be a standalone event because we already have we already have the little streets that we could just block off. We could have the cars all lined up. It's beautiful. It's set up for that. Starting off small and letting this thing grow as we go. I think we'll be, doing it as a standalone event.
Through the chair.
Would be easier.
Yeah, I think the concept is a great concept. I think we should probably leave it to the council member and the city manager to kind of plan it out in a way that's not cost prohibitive. We don't have to go into the details today in planning out the specifics, but I would support adding that to the list.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a great idea.
Yay. Okay.
Come up with a date.
Yeah, we'll come up with a date and a time that would be, obviously.
Tell my cousin to bring out his El Camino.
So we're all in consensus on the 4 events now, and there's no opposition to any of the events?
Not at all.
Okay, got it.
That's good, actually.
Thank you. Do I have to, there's nothing I need to do?
No,
Okay.
it's that.
We're
Okay,
good, absolutely.
All right, great, thank you.
Elected officials reports, recommendations. City treasurer.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. It's good to see everybody here this evening. I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July holiday. We have one CD maturing this month in July, so it'll be moving from a 2.2 interest rate to a nicer interest rate, over 4%. The Fed is not planning on cutting rates anytime soon, so it will, however, be up for discussion in September, but rates are on track to stay intact through the end of the year. Let's see. It's great to see PD and their drone program, and congrats on the proclamation. Can't wait to see everybody at Shakespeare in the Park. I was a bit of a Shakespeare nerd in high school, so I've read every single play and short story by Shakespeare. I attended the first annual Love Beyond Autism Gala Dinner. It was a beautiful event, and there was a fashion show. I do have an award for you, Mr. Montero.
Thank you.
Provided by Love Beyond Autism, and they wanted to thank you for your support and all your help.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Have a nice evening.
Ms. City Clerk.
Thanks, everyone, for coming out. I am very excited about the drone program. As you all know, there was a wonderful presentation at the police station with police department sheriffs from all over the world. And I'm very excited to see this. I was looking, I don't see the battery in there. I think that battery is probably pretty heavy, huh? I wanted to also remind everybody that the food drive is this weekend. It's Saturday at 9 a.m. There are people that line up as early as 7 a.m. Usually don't have to line up that early, but if you come that early, that's fine. We will be here. We're excited to have you, and that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilmember David Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to first thank the community for coming out and participating in this process. I want to thank the staff for your hard work and our police department for your contribution as well. One thing that I like about our police department is we have so many different departments, so many different teams inside that. Our department, it gives our officers ability to pursue a lot of different careers within a career and allows a lot of support to our community. From the officers on bicycles to drones, all the officers that are trained in medical response service. I really, really, appreciate your dedication to the community. I want to thank the council for your support for Shakespeare in the Park. I'm looking forward to it. I love art. I love performance art. I'm not much of a performer myself, so I have a lot of appreciation for people who can get up there and share their gift the way that they do. So I'm looking forward to that. We have a few events coming up I want to talk about. We have Ice Cream Social coming up July 19th at the Senior Center, 1 p.m. for seniors. Darvish Johnson, who's part of our senior commission, wanted me to make sure that I stress that it's for seniors. So we don't want any young kids up there eating all the ice cream. But I'm looking forward to that event, partnering up with the senior commission to provide the Ice Cream Social. So come out if you're considered a senior and come have a good time, grab some ice cream, have some music, have a good time. There will be an expungement clinic that the city's going to host on August 6th. It's a Tuesday. It's going to be during the daytime. I have to get the times down, but it's going to be during the daytime on August 6th on Tuesday. So if, anybody that has specifically, I believe, like a misdemeanor on their record that they don't want to be on the record, that they want it expunged, apparently it's relatively straightforward process. The Public Defender's Office for the LA County Public Defender's Office is going to be there hosting that clinic and providing that support to get whatever, I guess, qualifies expunged from your record. And so I believe our city attorney's office would be there in support as well. And, look forward to having you guys please spread the word. That's going to be August 6th. And let's see. We received a letter threatening some litigation, and I wanted to ask if we can maybe have a closed session in the future to kind of discuss this, have some questions, and obviously we can't discuss it openly based on the subject matter. But besides that, appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys at the next council meeting.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Monteiro.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, good evening, everyone. I hope everyone was 4th of July was safe, and I have to commend our police department because this year I didn't get no complaints at all. The first time I haven't got no email, no text message of residents complaining about fireworks. So I believe it's because we educate them right in the beginning and give them a number to call to our police department to report fireworks. So I think it worked because they didn't bother at least me. So I appreciate that very, very, very much. Yeah, I have to say things been moving pretty fast. I appreciate all the staff, the effort they have been putting, from events to future City Hall, the Senior Center renovation, the public work yard. So all these things going on. So thank you, Vaughn, and all your department heads for all the hard work you guys been doing for this past 6 months. And also for our police department, we see that we approve a lot of contracts with some other cities for service, from technology to medical assistance. So thank you for the police department to spread the love that we have in Hawthorne and all the expertise and innovation that HPD has. And then today we saw again the drones. I have to say, the chief actually did a tremendous presentation at the Hawthorne Historic Society about the drones, about public safety. So he was there talking for almost 2 hours. So it was a fantastic presentation. So thank you, Chief, for that. The other event that I attend, and I was sitting with our city manager, Von Norris, it was the Inglewood State of the City at the new Clipper Stadium. And that stadium is beautiful. It's a very beautiful stadium. And it was not just the state of the city, but it was like an economic forecast for Inglewood and the surrounding communities, South Bay, what's coming, right? Because we know it's going to be all-star games in that Clipper Stadium. It's going to have the World Cup, Soccer World Cup 2026, that the SoFi Stadium is going to have 8 games. So it's going to bring millions of people to the area. And then, of course, the Rams and the Charter, the other team, playing there, and the concert. So all this is going to happen in Inglewood. It's going to impact the whole South Bay. That is where you have expert people there on a panel, from the owner of LA Time and the Su Shu Cheng, that he's actually not just the owner of LA Time, but he's also a scientist. So he have create, batteries and electric batteries and et cetera, et cetera. So, and we have some other people, the Clippers owner talking about economic development. The former mayor, Antonio Villaraigosa from LA, was there monitoring things, and some other, Cosmo, right, talking about potentially what could happen in South Bay, not just Inglewood. So, and you know, and we have to say that's where we have to prepare our city, because we're going to have a lot of flow of people coming to the area, millions of people coming for this from now until the Olympics, right? Actually, the guy that was organized the Olympus was also on the panel there. So talking about, so that's what we need to be building more hotels and prepare, you know, for people coming to stay in our city, dine in our city. So we need to promote our city more aggressive, to build hotels, to bring more restaurants, to bring people, like Miss Valentine used to say, a destination for Hawthorne. So we need to do that. So, and I'm hoping for the, from now until the 2026 and 2028, we're going to be looking at economic develop in our city and make sure that we're going to have a pie and a seat on the table and take advantage of all these events that come worldwide. Because if you see, I don't know if you're enthusiastic about soccer, but if you see what's happening in Europe, it was the Euro 2024, millions of people in Germany, right, travel from city to city to see the soccer. The same thing, the Copa America, people travel from LA to Miami to New York, watching all the games. So that is going to happen over here. So we have to be prepared. So that's what's going on. And I want to say thank you to Akbar for giving us an update about the citizens' complaint about the trash. Actually, I did have a chance to talk to our representative, Dawn Harris, about the issue, and she explained to me how have they accommodate that lady several times. So thank you for that. Again, I just want to say that the Lions Club just spread the word, because it's a big event. You know, they bring all the technology, all the equipment, that they will screen people, they will measure your eyes. If you did glasses, they'll make sure that your vision is correct, 20/20. So, and you will sit there and you wait, they'll give you free glasses to take home with you. So even, you know, regardless if you have insurance or not. Okay, so make sure you're attending on August 17 at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hawthorne Memorial Center, and it usually is right there on the sunroom. So that's what's going on. Again, I want to say, you know, thank you for the drones, because I think the drones is the future of safety, because we saw how they can catch thief much quicker than the guys on patrol cars. And we see also for safety, because there was a video that we saw how the drones could identify the fire spread from one building to another even before the paramedic and the fire department gets there. So it's very important for us, and to tell the citizens not to be afraid of them, because about a few months ago I got a letter from a citizen saying what the drone was doing in my backyard. For people not to be afraid of that. So again, thank you very much, and you guys have a good night.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Angie Reyes English, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me first thank Vaughn for my little birthday card. He was the first to wish me a happy birthday, but thank you for that. That was sweet of you. I appreciate that.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. And I dread the number that I'm becoming. But anyway, you know, when you talked about soccer, you know, I need to make mention that our own hometown hero, Gashino with Galaxy, is it Galaxy? I'd like to give a shout out to him on making the top 10 of all-time leading goals. So kudos to him. He went to school with my daughters at Lusinger High School, so that's always exciting to see him in the news. I just want to thank council members for great remarks with regards to the upcoming legal workshop, free legal workshop. Look forward to many more partnerships with them and including them in our list of giving. I also want to thank Alaric for coming out and talking about the free vision screening with the Lions, something that is he's very passionate about. I used to be a Lions too. It takes a lot of work, Alaric, and I have to give it to him. I also just want to make mention that one of our former Lions, Richard Hobart, passed away. And if you didn't know Richard, he would oftentimes come to my turkey giveaway, and I would give him turkeys or drop him off at his house and give them to his neighbors. So he's going to be missed. I'm going to miss Richard. I'll let the mayor talk about his upcoming concerts in the park. I want to thank City of Whittier Mayor Joe Vinatieri for sending me a letter. That was really sweet of him for sending me a letter. I ran into Joe at our League of California Cities at LA Air Force Base, where we were giving briefings by the League of California Cities on potential or upcoming, I should say, legislation that's coming to the November 5th ballot, giving us a little education on some good policy legislation and maybe not so good policy, and how maybe some of this policy affects the residents of Hawthorne or affects us as a municipality. So all of that is important. I did a 3-hour webinar with them yesterday, and 1,000 bills, all kinds of legislation from all kinds of topics, from jobs to economic development to homeless to housing to taxation to I could go on and on and on and on. If you want to know about those bills, let me know. I took photos of all the screens and contacts of the lobbyists, and so I look forward to engaging more with them, because I think it's important that we stay focused on legislation and policy that's important to us here in Hawthorne. I want to thank Erica and our HR department and Vaughn for 17 new hires. We got 17 new hires for our summer program. It's a heavy task, looking for our summer programming, swimming pool aides, recreation leaders, facility cashiers. Again, it's a lot of work, and so kudos to them in getting 17 new hires. And we also have a promotion in the housing department. So Erica and Kimberly, congratulations on your promotion in the housing department as a senior housing coordinator. So congratulations on that. I also want to talk about some of the code enforcement emails that we get. The updates on code enforcement. I go through them. I take a look at them. I thank our code enforcement that are out on the weekends doing enforcement on illegal activity, and or not. It's just good to have that type of eyes on our city. And in coordination with the Hawthorne Police Department, they did a collaboration for the 4th of July on illegal fireworks. And so I took a look at that. Thank you, Hawthorne PD. Thank you to our code enforcement. The objective was basically, in partnership, was to work together to enforce local ordinances and to assure public safety during the 4th of July celebrations, and staff to minimize the use of unauthorized fireworks and to prevent any potential hazards or damage to properties. And so that's very important. The efforts on the 4th of July, both departments conducted joint patrol throughout the city, focusing on areas for increased firework activity. And the results obviously was handled most of the 72 firework calls. You might have not gotten them, but they got them, the calls. They've confiscated fireworks, and they did some other things. And let me tell you, I had 2 cousins here over the 4th of July weekend from Pennsylvania, and they were so cute. They're an 18-year-old and a 22-year-old, and I drove them around town, and they were just blown away with Los Angeles coming from Philadelphia. It's just amazing in comparison. But boy, did we have fireworks over near, the railroad off York and Prairie Avenue. It happens every year, but it's funny because, they'll continue sometimes even past the 4th, but that's expected. I'm just, grateful for the work and collaboration with the Gardena Police Department that Hawthorne had and confiscated over $10 million worth of illegal fireworks. And so kudos to our Hawthorne Police Department for working in collaboration with Gardena, because because of that confiscated fireworks, there was less firework activity. That was a huge amount of fireworks in street value, that were illegal. I want to just bring a little update to our solar individuals in the audience and in the community. If you have solars, there was a big win on solar. There was SB 1374 that was passed, and the group that I belong to that provides the solarrights.org is Lee Miller. Thank you, Lee, for your emails and for ongoing advocacy to address solar and help produce what they call self-generated solar. And so that's important. As we know, in fighting our utilities, we have to find alternatives, and this is just another alternative. And apartments and schools are still guaranteed a protection, so it looks like schools and apartments are some that are also looking to use solar. There's some concerns with regards to excessive water use. Thank you to the city. I got calls about excessive water use, where water is spilling into the streets, into the, the curbs, obviously not the grass where it should be and whatnot. I just want to make mention that I had an individual contact me, and it's, excessive water use, and it was addressed. Thank you to the Department of Public Works. We do have educational material that we pass and give and provide. And there's also, from what I understand, potential citations for this type of abuse. So let's all adhere to water. It's very precious to us. It might not be here tomorrow. So I really want to advocate for, water education, and which leads me into WRD. I did a tour at their facility over in Pico Rivera, and I did that Thursday. Great information, great education, and I look forward to touring again a new facility, a new display that they have in the lobby that showcase interactive activities and things that are around water and educating our students and adults. I talked about this and given it to Vaughn. We have public safety concern with regards to people selling flowers in the streets along Imperial Highway and Inglewood Avenue. There's also a few that I noticed on Rosecrans and Prairie. When you're at a light and then you've got people coming to your windows and they're selling flowers and they're dodging cars, and as the light turns, cars are leaving and individuals are still standing in the street. This is very dangerous. It's a public safety concern for me and for others that brought it to my attention. But we've addressed this previously some time ago with regards to people trying to fundraise by, tossing a bucket to you and asking them to, give $1 here or there. Some of these individuals are dressed very nicely. They're wearing top of the very nice shoes, jacket, shoes. They look pretty sporty looking, and so, there's, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but don't be naive. That's all I have to say. Don't be naive. You might better off go buying them a burger if that's how much they need something. But I want to again just thank everyone for coming out tonight, and in closing, I recently was elected chair of the LA County Democratic Party, so I'm happy about that. I'll be representing the 5th Region and the 61st Assembly District. And this just occurred on July 1, where I was voted in and sworn in, and there was a March 5th election that took place, which I was successful in getting in the 7 membership.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, I do have one more.
Yes, yes.
I know.
Keep going, let's go.
I know. But bring it for a proposal to the next council meeting, Vaughn. I want to propose that we maybe take a look at moving our council meetings. Want to just put it out there? Moving our council meetings, at least one of the first council meetings, to a different date. So that's again, put it on the agenda. We'll have a discussion. Something to consider. Just the first meeting, which is the second Tuesday, moving that to potential date other than Tuesday. So just putting it out there. Thank you. Did I forget something, Katrina? You're looking at me like, okay.
Mayor Pro Tem, is that it?
That's it.
There's no more go backs,
That's
guys.
it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Like on the
That's it.
serious. Go
That's
ahead,
it.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Hello? I'm going to make mine short because I want to go home.
Oh, it's early. It's early.
I want to echo what Councilwoman Reyes in congratulating Erica for her wonderful work that she's done to hire all of those folks. I appreciate you. Thank you. Also, wanted to thank Public Works and our city manager for getting speed humps on 119th and also the streets on 100 and between 120th and El Segundo on Van Ness Boulevard. Thank you so much for that work. And then also, city manager, one of the things that I want to do in terms of a directive is collectively, if we could have a video promoting our city with all of our council members and staff talking about, the idea I have is us talking about the wonderful things that we're doing in Hawthorne and, you know, putting a video to promote ourselves. I could give you the ideas of what I'm talking about, but I definitely would love for us to do a video with council and staff. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you guys all for being here. I echo all the sentiments from my council member colleagues on Erica's success in hiring, our drone program, all the different events that we have, ideas on car shows, the Shakespeare in the Park. I believe that just brings us on par with some of the cities out that we have around us that have had a lot of these things existing for a long time, and it brings us on par or exceeding what they're doing. So I think I'm glad that we're doing this. So I'm excited to hear other ideas that my colleagues have. I'll try to bring some additional ones myself. So, and thank you for staff for being able to support us in those things too, and finding the ways and that we could put those things forth. Okay, so thank you. Mr. City Manager, I have a question for you. Do we have a contract with TNT Fireworks, or how does that operate?
To my knowledge, we don't have a contract with any firework companies.
Okay, are there multiple fireworks companies that you know, or are these the only people that just were able to get like the licenses and permits on these properties that they? I mean, there could be another fireworks company that could come and just get like an agreement with the parking lot for another organization. It's okay, Mr. Montero, Councilmember. Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm just really curious about that.
Yeah, it's the TNT Firework and the Phantom Firework. We used to have both of them negotiate their own contract with the parking lot of the business, right? Now, I believe now AT&T now is the only one that is doing contracts with these owners of the parking lots. And I think what happened to the Phantom is because they don't want to pay that much money that some of these parking lots are requesting, right? Because for example, I can tell you like the parking lot on 118 and Hawthorne Boulevard, the rent there for that week is $22,000. And then they sometimes have to charge half of that to the nonprofit. And then sometimes for the nonprofit to make money, the firework company might say you can pay us $5,000 and we'll pay the rest, right? So that is where now TNT have almost like a monopoly because they are being able to get all these parking lots.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that as well. Thank you, sir. So that just kind of brings into question, at least for me on my part, because I remember that, the fireworks season is over. We had the fireworks, et cetera, and we had the nonprofit groups that went out there and did what they did to sell. So one of the concerns from some of the critique or complaint from a lot of the nonprofits as we went along was, you know, it doesn't really pay off. We really don't get much for all the effort that we do. So I kind of wanted to take a look to see get feedback from the nonprofits to see if it really does make sense to to go through this whole thing with the TNT fireworks, and to see if it's something that's worth even allowing to continue forward. Just to see where it's at. Are they really bringing in money, or is it just barely just enough to just buy what I don't know, like like a couple of chairs and tables for the organization or something, if it's really paying off. So I'd just like to take a look. Mr. City Manager, can you casually, can we just try to figure out how we can pulse the different organizations just to see how it turned out for them?
Okay.
Can I give you a suggestion, Mr. Mayor?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is all the 6 firework organization that held firework stands. So it's going to provide a report to the licensing by the end of the month. So they have until I think August or something to provide a report to show how much profit that they make. And to tell you the truth, because I did the fireworks almost for 25 years, right? So I decided not to do it anymore because the profit was less and less and less every year. So they said 50-50, but it's not 50-50. Sometimes if you be lucky, if you got 30% of the profit or maybe 20% of the profit. And for some nonprofits, you know, it's not that bad because you can make $8,000 and $10,000 in that week, right, as a profit. But most of the 60 to 70% goes to the firework company.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, so I understand. That's what I decided not to do because it's a lot of labor, it's a lot of work, and more and more, but to tell you the truth, I was shocked to see how much the firework have gone up. Even those same something say firework, they would double the price.
Yeah. No, and your example is the one that I remember. I mean, you know, before you came to council, when you were doing that actively, and it's kind of you know what it makes it feel like? It's like when that I used to go to private school. They wanted us to sell the chocolates, right? You sell the chocolates, you sell boxes after boxes. You know, 50. I don't know how many were 30, 40, 50. But like for 100 boxes that you sell, you get to get a rinky-dink trip to Disneyland, you know? Back then it was cheaper than it is now, right? So that's nothing. And like a box lunch or something. Whoa, you're in Disneyland and you just made all this this damn profit for the chocolate company, world's finest chocolate. You guys remember that? And then, you know, you're left with just a little, you get to redeem it for what? Like, oh, the theme song to what I'm talking about. Thank you. No, but do you guys understand what I'm saying? And it's I just don't want to put a dent into this whole fireworks sales, but I also want to just be realistic and just put everything in perspective.
I have an idea.
What? I mean, let's see.
Let's go away with fireworks altogether and bring a drum show.
A what? Oh, actually.
Hey!
So which leads to the next topic. Thank you,
That'll be
Kyle
on the
Orleman.
That'll be on the ballot in November. Not just kidding.
Thank you to the audience member who did that because it just leads to the. But
A drum show.
I just want to just let everybody know that it was great. It was the spirit of celebration, right? Or some people doing it because they're celebrating our independence, or they just want to just light fireworks. Okay. So I think we need to make sure that we always keep that message alive that, we're free because of the sacrifices of many people and because certain people like back in the 1700s decided to just separate from the British, right? Just what it really means. But one of the things that I noticed though was that I looked at some, I think it must have been a drones footage, which went up, and it's not Hawthorne only that experienced, all the fireworks, the illegal ones, etc. If you look over to the, Hermosa Beach and Manhattan Beach and Redondo Beach, all the neighborhoods over there, they're doing it too. Yeah, and you drive over there down the streets, you can see all the little trash from all the bottle rockets or all the mortars that they were being lit. So this is across the board in all cities where everybody experienced all those sound and all the noise and all the celebration and all the whatever fun or difficulties that you might have experienced. So I don't know how far in the desert you could go, maybe on 4th of July to get away from it all or something, but it's going to be, you can't get away from it no matter how much. It's like the little mole. Was it catch a mole? What's the little mole game? Boom, boom, and whack-a-mole. It's like go over here, ba, 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 ba. So I do think that we should maybe consider looking at our penalties just to make it very, dissuade people from having the illegal fireworks as much as possible, and just continue with the patrols. I think they were a great success from what our police department did, so I congratulate our police department on doing that and looking at other ways of being able to dissuade people from doing that, right? But that idea is really, really good. But once they finish seeing that the drone show, they'll go back home and then start lighting their fireworks after the drone show. So it's going to continue. So there were no incidents We captured a lot of illegal fireworks. So I think we made a dent into the whole issue. So that's it. That's it. That's it.
You don't want your... Oh, the beach family beach day.
Thank you. There was a beach party.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, one of the things that you guys got to know is that our city's management
I forgot all.
wanted to celebrate with our employees at the beach. They had a beach party lasted for 7 or 8 hours from the morning to the early afternoon. So everybody had a good time out there, and I heard that there was some good food out there. I missed the prime cuts,
Good
man.
food, Captain Port.
Prime cuts, I missed it.
Links and hot dogs and hamburgers and Dana and her family. I was there. There was great synergy. A lot of city employees were there.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Guys, so before we leave, this is the last thing I want to leave you guys with. We have concerts and movies in the park. This is a big deal because this could lay out like a tradition from year to year. We have 3 Fridays. We're doing this on Friday. The idea that I had was on Friday, this is the way you end your week. If it was on Saturday, people will already be driving out of town for the weekend, not available, right? Friday, you get out of work, you come here at 6 to 8, you get to hear the music. The first one is going to be the 80s pop band this Friday. The next Friday, the 19th, is going to be a disco funk band, so we got to mix it up, bring a little bit of soul to the whole mix. And then on July the 26th, we can't ignore our Latino population. We're going to have a Selena cover band. So it's just a variety of music here. And after each concert at 8 o'clock, we're going to transition into the movies in the park. So you got a whole evening to spend with your family here. So make sure you guys promote it. Remember, Friday, the following Fridays, from basically 6 to 10, just tell your families to go to Memorial Park, okay? Bring a lawn chair, bring a blanket, whatever, an inflatable mattress if you can, fill it up in there just to be comfortable. Whatever it takes for you guys to just stay out there and have fun, okay? There's gonna be food trucks. There's gonna be jumpers. Are we gonna have some jumpers, Mr. City Manager? Was there some jumpers, or did I just speak out of?
You're absolutely correct. We will have jumpers.
Oh, thank you. Wow, this is great. It's gonna be fun. Okay, guys. So make sure you guys promote that, and let's make sure that this is all on social media.
Mayor, one last thing.
No one go backs.
I have to because I'm not going to be here.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Just
I'd like
finish
to
up.
be excused on July 23rd, our next council meeting. I'm going to be attending a CERT, our emergency response conference. Emergency response conference is, if there are any volunteers that are interested, please let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give you information.
All right. Good stuff. All right. If there's nothing further from staff or city council member colleagues, this meeting is adjourned at 7:42.